Okay, it looks like we've got everyone here on Air-Equip Credit Union versus Taylor. Shannon, could you put us on the record?
Go ahead.
Mr. White is here on behalf of the plaintiff, and Mr. Marquand Taylor is also present.
Yes.
Go ahead with your motion, Mr. White.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have anything particularly to add. We filed the motion for possession pending judgment. Air-Equip Credit Union has a valid security interest. The defendant's not making the payments. There's no insurance on the vehicle. We're asking for possession pending judgment at this time.
Mr. Taylor, do you have any opposition to this motion?
Yes, I do. I had insurance on my vehicle and I was making my payments. My transmission went out on my vehicle. I haven't had it for over 2 years. It wasn't even 50,000 miles, barely touched 100,000. They wasn't trying to allow me to refinance my vehicle when I got better credit. And in the midst of me, I wasn't in Michigan. I was on my way up, coming back here to try to sort things out. And the transmission went out on my vehicle on the highway, so I had to get it towed and whatnot. And they had the vehicle before any of these papers been in motion. They already had returned the vehicle to them as far as that. And I got papers in, someone came to my grandmother's home like 5 days before this court date saying I have a Zoom meeting regarding my vehicle.
You don't even have the vehicle. It's no longer in your possession.
They already been auctioning it off and everything. I already returned it. I returned the vehicle over a month ago.
All right. Well, Mr. White, check with your client. If it is necessary for me to enter an order for immediate possession, I will do so. But from what Mr. Taylor's telling me, it looks like perhaps the vehicle has already been repossessed, so that would not be necessary.
That's not true at all, Your Honor. My Air-Equip Credit Union has no idea where this vehicle is. I talked to them.
They have the vehicle.
They have no idea where this vehicle is.
Hold on, Mr. Taylor. Hold on, Mr. Taylor. Hold on. I can't have two people talking at once.
The only information I had, Your Honor, from the credit union is they heard a rumor that the vehicle was abandoned in Alabama. My client doesn't have a clue where it's at. They have no idea.
This is a lie.
Mr. Taylor, this is your last warning. I will give you a chance to talk. I promise. I don't want you interrupting.
Thank you.
If he's got information as to where it's at or who towed it, even a tow company, something we could track it down, that'd be great. But my client has no idea where the vehicle is.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you may speak.
Your client has the vehicle. I gave your client the exact address of where the vehicle was. The vehicle was picked up by a tow truck. They auctioned my vehicle off. They ended up getting $6,900 back. They charged it off to my account, to my Air-Equip account. I physically went and turned my key into them. They have the vehicle. They auctioned the vehicle off already and everything. The balance was already charged to my account. They've been had the vehicle. I've been going through problems with Air-Equip since I no longer work for Eaton anymore. So they pretty much said they no longer want relations with me, and they just pretty much they didn't want to help me. They didn't want to refinance my vehicle to lower my interest rate. They was charging me 18% interest rate. My credit score is a 690 at the time. They would not let me refinance it for some odd reason.
So, Mr. Taylor, where was the vehicle when you say they came and towed it away?
It was in Alabama. They had the exact address. I told the collections lady, Sabrina, I believe. She has the entire address. I wasn't even able to get my belongings out of the vehicle because they came and took it before I could get down to Alabama, where it cut off on me on I-20 on the highway. My transmission went out coming home. And I ended up having to get a rental car to get back.
All right. And you indicated earlier that you were actually notified that they auctioned off the vehicle
Correct.
and then credited your account with the amount that they realized at the auction.
Correct.
Do
That's
you happen to have that paperwork still, Mr. Taylor?
I have, hold on one second. I can find it.
Well, yeah, what I was going to ask you is if you could furnish a copy to Mr. White, but if you can pull it up right now, you can hold it up to the screen and he can take a look at it, see what information is on it.
All my additional mail is in. I can actually, no, I can't log in. Can I log into my AeroQuip account? Because I can actually maybe log in. It'll show the charge off. My mail, I have my mailing address is at my grandmother's, which is the 314. So that is where all my AeroQuip documents at that I just recently received. But they have I turned the vehicle in.
All right, let me stop you, Mr. Taylor. I mean, if all of that is correct, obviously me authorizing them to repossess the vehicle now is meaningless.
Yes, because they already have it. They already auctioned it and everything.
All right, so Mr. White, I'll grant your motion. You might want to follow up and find out, Mr.
Certainly.
Taylor. I don't think Mr. Taylor is hallucinating.
No, not at all.
I just have a feeling maybe it was grabbed by the authorities in Alabama.
It was not at all. It was not at all.
He wouldn't have gotten a credit. Mr. Taylor, hold on, let me speak.
Okay.
He wouldn't have gotten a credit on his credit union account if it was repossessed by someone other than the bank. So
exactly.
Mr. Taylor does, this. I realize it doesn't match the information your client provided you, but I would just suggest, Mr. White, that you follow up. But I will grant your motion if it's necessary.
Certainly. Your Honor, we had trouble getting Mr. Taylor served. In fact, we had to get an order for alternate. He hadn't. Can we confirm that his correct address is 314 East Prospect Street, Jackson, Michigan, 49203?
That's my mailing address.
Do we need to serve you at a different address?
That's where the best way you'll be able to get mail to me is that address. That is my best.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, Judge.
You're welcome, Mr. White. Mr. Taylor, I'm sure Mr. White will be able to get to the bottom of this.
We will.
Have a good day.
I don't understand how they, like, honestly, since we're talking, I've been having a lot of problems going on with AeroQuip, and I work for
I appreciate that, Mr. Taylor, but there's really nothing I can do about that.
No, of course not.
I'm sure Mr. White's going to look into this. So that concludes our hearing.
Because that's why I got on, because it was saying like repossession. I'm like, wait a minute, they already got the truck. I already turned in the keys. They got everything.
Then you don't need to worry about this morning. Then have a good day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody stay safe.
You're welcome.
You too.
Okay. So, Mr. Schrotenborg, let me grab. Let's see. This is Greg Knight, and I've got. Well, I'm going to let both these people in just to see if. See who they are, frankly. All right, Ms. Williams, your screen indicates you're the attorney for plaintiff, but not which file?
Yes, Your Honor. I am here on Progressive versus Carla Bristol.
Oh, okay.
But
looks like nobody else. Looks like no one else has appeared in that matter. No opposition to your motion is filed. I'm going to grant your motion to file an amended complaint.
Your Honor, actually, we want to withdraw that motion. We actually found insurance, so we're going to be dismissing the action. I sent a copy of the dismissal to Ms. Bristol. She hasn't returned it. And there's insurance now. We've located it, so we need to dismiss the action because this was based on the presumption that this was an uninsured motor vehicle accident.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who is this attorney?
This is Attorney Tiffany Williams in the matter of Progressive Michigan versus Bristow. And she's withdrawing the motion for leave to complaint and will be dismissing the complaint.
Correct.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so let's see. Looks like we're ready for the matter of Knight petition for restoration of gun rights. You are Greg Knight? Uh-oh. Looks like we're lacking a connection here. Mr. Knight, can you hear me? Let's see if I can send him a message. Well, we clearly have a good connection, but I think he doesn't have his audio settings turned on. I thought there was a way for me to send a message.
Well, you could hold up a message to the screen saying,
I've done that before. I'll do.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Let me see if there's a phone number in here. Maybe I can get him by telephone. He hasn't, looks like he's not able to figure out what needs to be done.
I have a phone number for him, Judge.
Oh, okay. Is it on GIS?
No, he had called me before.
Oh, okay, perfect. Give me that. I'll call him.
Sure thing. It's 517-917-3855.
Hello.
Good morning. Is this Greg Knight?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Are you trying to log in to the, this is Judge LaFlamme. Are you trying to log into the court hearing?
Yes, I am. I've never done this before. I can see my face on the screen, but I'm not hearing anything.
We can see it as well, but now that we've got you by phone, let's just go with that, okay?
Okay.
All right, and that works fine for me. Mr. Schrodenboer is here on behalf of the prosecutor's office to address your petition for restoration of gun rights. Mr. Schrodenboer, I assume you've had a chance to review the petition?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. I filed an answer 3 days ago.
Yeah, well,
If you want, I can email it to you right now.
why don't you do that? It hasn't made its way into the file yet.
Oh, no. Oh, sure. Okay.
Mr. Knight, did you receive a copy of Mr. Schrodenboer's answer to your petition?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay, so good. You've had a chance to see it, and looks like very shortly I will have a chance. Okay, looks like it just came through. Give me a moment to review it.
Fortunately, it's not that long.
Yeah.
There, it's gone.
Okay, I've read Mr. Knight. It would certainly appear to me that Mr. Schrodenboer is correct, but I will give you a chance to address his answer.
Okay, well, Your Honor, I mean, for a number of reasons, I believe it's incorrect because reason number one is that the Court of Appeals did not even address the merits of the case. They did not address the restitution issue, which was Mr. Schrodenboer's argument, or the court-appointed attorney fees, which were also Mr. Schrodenboer's argument. And also the statute itself, Your Honor, Restoration of Rights 28.424, gives me the right to file that petition once per year.
Well, it does give you the right to file a petition once per year. And if the reason the initial petition was denied has been rectified, certainly I could review the petition under the new facts. But what's being represented to me here today is that the facts haven't changed. So even though you're technically allowed to file a new petition every year, I can't rule any differently than the Court of Appeals has already ruled when the same issues are still present.
I understand, Your Honor, but the fact of the matter is the Court of Appeals is drastically and horribly wrong, and I know for a fact that Mr. Schrodenborg knows this from previous case laws that he has prosecuted.
Well, the difficulty, sir, is the Court of Appeals is a higher court than I am. I cannot reverse the Court of Appeals. They can reverse me, but I can't reverse them. If you're unhappy with a decision of the Court of Appeals, your only recourse is to go to a higher court. And apparently you didn't exercise that recourse. So now we have a final decision of the Court of Appeals that grants me no latitude at all. I do not have authority to make a ruling that goes against something that the Court of Appeals has already ruled on.
Yeah, I understand that, Your Honor, and the only reason that I did not go to the Michigan Supreme Court is because of the fact that I am indigent and I could not afford to, which is why I refiled the petition.
Well, sir, they do have provisions waiving fees for purposes of indigency, but it appears that you didn't take any efforts to avail yourself of that. In any event, I am completely without authority to do anything other than to deny your petition.
Okay, I understand, Your Honor.
All right, Mr.
Yeah,
Schoenberg?
and I very strongly suggest that Mr. Knight follow what I put in the last paragraph. Ask for an expungement in Calhoun County. If it is expunged, that would get even more than restoring gun rights.
Were you able to hear that, sir?
Yes, I did.
So that will provide you with some recourse. Filing another petition to restore your gun rights is simply not going to work. But if you can get your conviction expunged, get your record expunged, there will no longer be a hindrance to you possessing or owning a firearm.
Right, I understand that, and I did just reach. I don't know if you were aware of it, Your Honor, or if Mr. Schrodenborg is aware of it, but our governor just recently passed a law called the Clean Slate Bill, which will automatically expunge my felony. And I believe that becomes active in April of this year.
Well, I am familiar with the fact that the governor has taken some steps, but I think you're incorrect in assuming that it will be automatic.
The
But in any
automatic,
event,
yeah, the
Go ahead.
automatic part does not go into effect for another 2 years. However, as far as I can tell, if a petition is filed, you should be able to get an expungement unless the court has a problem with not having paid off restitution. That's the only thing that I can see as a problem.
so you just got some free advice, sir. I hope you take it to heart. But there's nothing else I can do except to deny the petition.
Okay, Your Honor, I understand.
All right.
And thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Have a good day. Thank you, Mr.
You too.
Schroeder.
Yes,
Peter.
sure. I'll send your bailiff an order right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was
Okay.
just about to ask him to do one, but we appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, what do we got? A scheduling conference. Okay, Shannon, you can take us off the record. I'm going to stop the live stream, but I'm going to do this